You know you could sell your home faster and for more without spending thousands on professional staging. When asked, nearly 90% of buyer agents stated that home staging had a significant impact on the home buyer's view of a home. In today's market, every little detail counts. But the good news is that it doesn't have to break the bank. With just a little bit of creativity and some elbow grease, you can make your home irresistible to buyers, giving your home the edge and increasing the perceived value. I'm going to give you 5 very simple staging strategies that will make a huge difference on the budget, many of which will cost you less than $100. After working with hundreds of buyers and sellers over the last 2 decades, I have found these suggestions to be very effective, creating an emotional connection with potential buyers that can lead to stronger offers and a higher perceived value. But it's more than just making your home look nice and strategically crafting an environment that speaks to the aspirations of your buyers. Walking into someone else's home is already a little weird, right? It can be a bit intrusive. That's why staging is key. You want buyers to feel like they're walking into their future home, not somebody else's. So the first strategy, applying the 3 Ds of home staging. First up is declutter. This one's big. By removing clutter, you're giving the potential buyers the space to imagine their life in the home. Less stuff means more room for their imagination to work. You don't need to spend big bucks on this. If you're working with a tight budget, you can do this yourself. Start by the obvious areas: kitchen counters, bathroom shelves, and those little nooks you've stuffed full of, well, life. Clear them out. You want 50 to 70% of those areas freed up. Even everyday items like toasters and coffee makers, find a spot for them out of sight. Move garbage containers and cleaning supplies out of view for pictures and for in-person showings. Organize cabinets, pantries, and closets. If it's something you can live without for a little bit, pack it away. And yeah, the fridge magnets and those family calendars, they have to go. Same with the bulky furniture. If it's not essential, consider removing it. Make the rooms feel bigger and more room to freely move around. Now, I'm going to get some hate for this next one, but you want the truth, right? All you pet lovers, and I get it, I have a soft spot for dogs and cats too. The reality is that not every buyer does. Whether it be health issues like allergies, sensitivity to scents, and in some cases, real life fear. And yes, that is a thing, or just personal preference. You want to make this experience as welcoming and comfortable as possible for your future buyer. So remove those pet beds, toys, and anything else that screams, "This house has a pet." It's a tough truth, but buyers are looking for their home, not your pets. Remember, less is more. If you're unsure what should stay or go, your realtor can help you. A walkthrough of the home can provide clarity on what will maximize the impact. The second D is depersonalize. This goes hand in hand with decluttering. Buyers want to envision themselves living in the space. Family photos, kids' artwork on the fridge, or personal trophies, as wonderful as those memories are for you, they're a distraction for the buyer. They don't need to know your life story. They're too busy trying to figure out what it would be like to live in a space based on where they are at in their life and comparing your property to other options that may be available on the market. Here's why this matters. Buyers are human. They're curious by nature, and once they start seeing your personal stuff, it starts to trigger questions like, why are they moving? Did they outgrow this place? Is this a divorce sale, or did someone pass away here? It takes their focus off the house and puts it on your situation. And the last thing you want is to plant seeds of doubt in their heads. We all have wild imaginations, and some of us lean to the negative. Let's not push them that direction. Definitely remove items that can be considered controversial, such as politics, religion, and as silly as it may seem, even sports. I'm here in Chicago area, so you can bet Bears and Packers fans bump heads, mostly done in fun. I've seen it escalate. You might be a die-hard Bears fan, but what if that Packers fan is your best buyer? You don't want to give them a reason to hesitate with a strong offer because your team just gave them a beatdown this last weekend. I'm trying not to laugh on purpose. So maybe box up the Bears gear for now. After the deal is done, send them a postcard with your favorite Bears meme. If you feel like getting that last one jab in, that is. But wait until you get the check first. Last but not least of the 3 Ds is deep clean. A deep clean is non-negotiable and doesn't have to be expensive. Hiring professionals is an option, with costs ranging from around $125 to hire professionals for small jobs, to a few hundred for larger jobs, depending on where you live and the size of the home. But you can also tackle this on your own with basic cleaning supplies easily for under $100. In fact, everyday household items like white vinegar, baking soda, lemon juice can all work wonders. And if you need to clean those carpets, you can rent a carpet cleaner for about $35 to $95 daily. The national average is around $40. And for those high traffic areas like your kitchen and bathrooms, ensure every surface is sparkling. Clean grout, scrub those sinks, shine up the windows. Every little bit helps. If your home is on the larger side, you might need to invest a bit more in the cleaning process. But overall, a deep clean can be done for a very low expense if you're willing to put in the work. And trust me, it's worth it. Buyers notice cleanliness, and a clean home is going to be a well-loved home in their eyes. If you know you'll be selling next year, start now. Tackle small tasks gradually so you're not overwhelmed when the time comes. Decluttering, depersonalizing, and deep cleaning ahead of time will make your life so much easier when you're ready to sell. Moving is stressful enough. Why not give yourself a head start? Strategy number 2, when it comes to selling, the front entrance is prime real estate for first impressions. And we know how much that counts, both in person and online. Buyers see the space before they even step inside, and if it's not looking sharp, it can set a negative tone for the entire walkthrough. So let's make sure that the front entrance is on point. If it's looking tired or scuffed, it's worth cleaning up and maybe even give it a fresh coat of paint. And why stop at paint? Consider updating the door hardware too. A little polish and small touches go a long way, and these are relatively low-cost fixes with high return on investment. If you really want to tighten that budget, painting the door hardware could be an alternative and definitely going to keep it underneath that $100 mark. Now, don't overlook the small stuff. The doorbell you might not think about. If it's broken, has exposed wires, or is outdated, fix it. Remove it or replace it. Buyers notice these things, and while it might seem trivial, it shows you care about the details. Because if you're not keeping up with the doorbell, what else might be slipping through the cracks? Another quick win is adding a welcome mat that fits the vibe of the home. Keep it simple and clean. No need for anything too quirky. A small potted plant by the door is also a nice touch. Adds a little bit of life and color without overwhelming the space. Clean any windows near the entrance. Replace or repair damaged screens if you have them. You don't want a smudged window or a torn screen to be the first thing buyers see. Now, once the buyers step inside the foyer, this is where the transitioning from the outside world into the what you hope is their next home. This area needs to be clean, clear, and welcoming. If you have a doormat inside, make sure it's in good condition, not frayed edges or worn out spots. Clear out any clutter here. This is where a lot of the foot traffic will happen during the showings. Shoes, jackets, keys, all the everyday stuff should be tucked away. If your space allows, add a little decor, maybe simple vase or a small piece of artwork. Nothing too bold, just something to make the area feel warm and inviting. And like the front entrance, keep it spotless. Every little detail in this space counts because it's your chance to set the stage for the rest of the home. So lighting is the third strategy and is a game changer when you're prepping your home for sale. It's not just about making things brighter. It's about creating a welcome space that feels open and inviting. Whether it's natural light pouring through the windows or a warm glow from a well-placed lamp, the lighting can make a world of difference. And there are 4 key sources of light you can tweak to give your property that wow factor. So lighting tip number 1, natural light from outside. You'd be amazed at what a little sunlight can do for the room. The first thing I always recommend is taking a hard look at your windows. Here are a few budget-friendly tips. Ditch the heavy curtains. Go with light neutral colored sheers instead. You can grab these for under $100. And they let light filter in beautifully without feeling too bare. And if you don't have any window treatments, that's okay too. It's actually better to have nothing than to keep the heavy dated drapes that block the lights and close off the rooms. Got blinds? Raise them and open them during the showings. Blinds can create harsh shadows and lines that aren't flattering. Let the natural light do its thing. Clean the windows, and I'm talking inside and out, until they sparkle This little step can really maximize the light coming in. And don't forget to fix those window screens. If they're damaged or worn, replace or remove them. It's a small thing, but buyers notice. Lighting tip number 2, and this one's a little bit more subtle, but neutral paint colors on your walls and ceilings can reflect light, making the whole space feel bigger, brighter, and give it a sense of higher quality and a higher perception of value. Think about it. Dark colors can absorb light and make rooms feel smaller. Stick to light grays, soft whites, or beiges to give that airy, open feel. In lighting tip number 3, built-in or portable lighting fixtures are a more obvious approach and allow for more control over the lights and space you're showing off. You don't have to go all out and replace every fixture, but there are a few tips that can make a big difference. Check every bulb, and I mean all of them. You don't want a buyer or inspector thinking there's an electrical issue just because they found a dead bulb. LED bulbs are your friend. They're energy efficient, they are long lasting, and come in a variety of different color temperatures. Staying consistent with the color temperatures. If your living room has multiple lights, for instance, make sure the bulbs all have the same color temperature. Nothing throws off a room's vibe like a mix of warm and cool lighting, especially in pictures. So for living spaces, aim for the warm, soft light. 2700 to 3000 Kelvin is a safe way to go. It's cozy and inviting without feeling too yellow. For kitchens and workspaces, bump it up a bit to maybe 3000 to 3500 Kelvin to get a brighter, more functional space. Now, if you have dark areas in the home, hallways, or corner of a room, consider adding a table or flooring lamp to light it up. Even some wall sconces can help brighten an area up at a very low cost. If you have an old, outdated lamp, you can get a fresh, modern look by repainting it and really stretch that dollar out. Lighting tip number 4, mirrors are like a secret weapon when it comes to reflecting light. They can make a room feel larger and bounce light around, but they have to be used with purpose and don't go overboard. Use them sparingly with intention and something simple and modern. Just a warning though, this could fall on the expensive side. So you'll probably have to consider repurposing what you have, or maybe a friend or family might have some options for you that you can borrow. You don't need to blow the budget on anything fancy or over the top. Here are some budget-friendly lighting sources you can consider. Find inexpensive options at Amazon, Walmart, Home Goods, dollar stores, garage sales, even thrift stores and estate sales. You can try online places like Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist. Just be careful, some of those get a little creepy. Using what you have, leaning into natural light, and making small updates with LED bulbs and fixtures, you can transform your space into something that feels bigger and brighter and more inviting for under $100. Strategy number 4, give your place some personality. So you got the lighting down, but now it's time to pull everything together with some decor and budget-friendly staging strategies. With some inexpensive tweaks, you can make a big difference in how your home feels to buyers. Here are some practical ways you can stage your home for maximal impact without maxing out the budget. First, simplify. What do you keep and what do you pack away? Here's a little rule of thumb. Less is more, especially in bedrooms, bathrooms. Keep things super simple. Go for whites or neutral colored linens. Think about that crisp, fresh hotel room feeling, everything neat, folded, and perfectly placed. Don't drape your towel over the shower rod like you just got out of the gym. Presentation matters. No need to hit the stores for all new decor. Take a look around your home. What do you have that's not too personal? Picture frames, potted plants, throw pillows with subtle designs, simple artwork, and books are all great options. The key is to keep it neutral and non-specific so potential buyers can envision themselves living there, not you. Try using vignettes. This is one of those insider tricks that stagers use to make spaces feel more curated and intentional. A vignette is just a fancy word for grouping a few items together to create a focal point. For example, on a coffee table, you might group a small tray, a candle, and a plant. Instant cozy. The trick with vignettes is to use uneven numbers, like 3 or 5 items, and vary them by height, size, textures, and to create visual interest. Start by focusing on high traffic focal areas like the fireplace mantle, dining room table, or coffee table. Just remember, simple, not cluttered. If you're not sure where to start, follow the rule of 3s. Group objects in 3s to create a visual triangle. Tallest in back, medium in the middle, and the smallest in the front. It's an easy way to make any grouping look polished. You can even extend this to the idea of furniture arrangements. For instance, in a living room, pair one sofa with two armchairs to create a conversational area that feels balanced and inviting. Here are some examples. Maybe it will get you inspired. In the kitchen, group a small cookbook, a potted herb, and a decorative bottle of olive oil on the counter. In the living room, on the sofa, arrange 3 coordinating throw pillows. Or on the coffee table, go for a tray, a candle, and a small plant. In the bedroom, style the nightstand with a lamp, a small framed photo, and maybe a decorative book or box. In the bathroom, go simple with fancy hand soap, a small plant, and a neatly folded towel for the vanity. Once you made your rooms neutral, a pop of color here and there can really elevate the space. You want to keep it subtle. Think about a centerpiece on the table or a well-placed piece of art with a simple frame. Plants are also great for this, whether real or fake. And listen, no judgment. I'm useless around plants. I have no green thumb. Fake is my personal preference for that reason. The goal is to complement the space, not overwhelm it. Don't let the color become the focal point. It should guide the buyer's eye around the room, not dominate it. Keep it simple and understated. Think a showroom, a hotel, or a model home as you go through the process. Simple, clean, and decluttered. By following these strategies, repurposing what you already own, adding thoughtful personal touches, and keeping decor minimal, you can stage your home beautifully for under $100. Being resourceful and creative goes a long way. And remember, it's not about spending a lot of money. Just make smart decisions, intentional choices to help your home shine. So number 5, and this brings us to the last, but possibly the highest return on investment, which is landscaping. This is a first impression of your home online and in pictures and in person when they come to visit it. Give them a reason to swipe right, not hit next. Improving landscaping doesn't have to cost you a fortune, and yet it can give you one of the highest returns of an investment when selling. And a quick note, if you're in a homeowners association or an HOA, check your rules before making any big changes. The last thing you want to do is get hit with fines or forced to undo your hard work because it wasn't compliant. In some cases, a homeowners association can hold up a sale, so don't mess with them if you could avoid it. Here are some budget-friendly ways to boost your exterior landscaping and curb appeal. Number 1, seed, weed, and mow. It sounds simple, but maintaining a clean green lawn is one of the easiest ways to instantly improve the look of your home. Make sure that you're seeding bare spots and pulling the weeds and keeping the lawn mowed on a regular basis throughout the selling process. It shows buyers you have taken care of the place. Number 2, edge those flower beds. Nothing says well-maintained like a crisp, clean edge. It takes a little time but costs next to nothing and makes a visual impact. And number 3, power wash everything. The driveway, patio, and even the exterior of your home. It can start to look pretty dingy over time. A good power wash can do wonders of cleaning off dirt and grime and make everything sparkle again. If you don't own a power washer, you could rent one for a reasonable price and even borrow one from a neighbor if you know someone who owns one. And number 4, trim those trees. If you've got trees and shrubs that are growing wild, give them a good trim. Give that place a haircut. Not only will this make the landscape look tidier, but keeping branches away from the house is important for both curb appeal and even home inspections. Overgrown trees and shrubs can cause issues, so tackle these early. And number 5, clean out those gutters. Clogged gutters not only look bad, but they can also cause water damage, which could get flagged at a home inspection as well. Now, while you're at it, consider extending the gutter spouts out away from the foundation. Another quick fix that could save you headaches later on. Now, not every improvement will come under $100, but many will if you're smart where you invest your time and your energy. The point is you don't need a professional landscaper or a huge budget to make a big difference in how your home looks. Don't forget to consult your realtor for advice on what works for your neighborhood for the best results. They'll have the local market insights to help you prioritize which projects will give you the best bang for your buck. By taking care of the outside, you're setting the stage for what's inside. And trust me, the buyers will notice, and so will your bottom line. Whether it's decluttering, sprucing up your lighting, or giving the front entrance a little love, these simple changes can help buyers fall in love with your space and make strong offers. Remember, it's not about having the most expensive home on the block. It's about presenting it in the best light and making it pop in pictures. You're going to want an experienced real estate professional in your local market area to help guide you. I work with a lot of real estate pros across the country. I have a link in the contact form in the description below. Send me a quick message if you need help finding someone. I will follow up with you directly and get you matched up with someone who will be a great fit. If you found this video helpful, check this next one out. See you next time.